right. Welcome. Today we are going to do a heart chakra meditation, some breath work, really diving into our heart space to cultivate empathy and compassion and love, of course, what everyone associates with the heart. So find a super comfortable seat. That might mean uncrossing your legs and placing your feet gently on the floor. It might mean putting something behind your back. It might mean self-supporting with strong core and tall but relaxed spine, not too rigid. Something that's comfortable for you. And if you're comfortable closing your eyes, I invite you to do that now. And if you're not, that's fine. Just lower your gaze or make your eyes go fuzzy so that you can focus on what's happening inside and start to tune out the outside world. Start to focus on how your body feels today. If there's any places that are tight, constricted, holding tension, relax the shoulders, relax the hands, settle in, and then find the breath. What's the quality of your breath today? Is it in your chest? Can you feel it in your ribs? Can you feel it in your back? And then I'll invite you to really deepen the breath. Bring it all the way down into the belly. Really fill up the lungs and slowly exhale. We'll do a couple more deep breaths like that. Inhaling all the way. Really filling the lungs, bringing the breath all the way into the belly, and then slowly exhaling. And one more in your own time. Now's a good time to take stock and come up with an intention for your practice today. This could be something as simple as being present, following the breath. Maybe you want to set your intention in line with the heart chakra, what we're striving to open today. So maybe something like, I feel love, or I feel loved, or my heart is open, or I am worthy, I love all beings. Turning our intention into a mantra, into a phrase that's set in the present, in a positive way, can help the universe conspire to make it so. So hold it lightly, send it out. Let's do a little bit of breathing today right into that heart center. So thinking about aligning the breath with the beats of the heart. And obviously this may or may not actually happen, but we're just visualizing, bringing the breath into the heart and letting the heart swell, cultivating those positive emotions, breathing into joy, breathing into happiness, breathing into wonder, breathing into belonging, and then sending a bit of those positive emotions out into the world, maybe to someone who you care about, someone that's close to you, even if they're not physically close, someone who you have an emotional connection with, and share some of those positive feelings with them. The heart chakra is the fourth energy center. And this chakra is super essential to our overall well-being. The heart balances our emotions. The heart helps us cultivate a deep sense of self-awareness. And of course, it helps us build meaningful relationships with others. So this is the bridge between our lower chakras, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus chakra, and the upper chakras, our throat, our third eye, our crown chakras. This one's right in the middle. And this chakra opens with pure love, both receiving love unconditionally and giving love unconditionally. So this chakra in Sanskrit is called the anahata chakra, and it means unstruck. It is the ability to tap into love in a pure form, without attachment and without expectation. And I think we do this more easily for others than we do it for ourselves. We set a lot of expectations for ourselves, and we can be quite exacting and quite harsh with ourselves, when really we would benefit from a little bit more gentleness and kindness, and becoming unstuck from these rigid boxes that we put ourselves into, and these limiting beliefs about who we are and what we can do. So I'll invite you again to breathing into that heart center, bringing the air in all the way down to the hips and back up the spine, letting it out with a big sigh. In through the nose, breathing into the heart center, expanding the lungs, expanding the belly, and breathing out with a big sigh. One more at your own pace. Unblocking the heart chakra means leaning into our vulnerability and deepening our connection with ourselves and deepening our connection with others. So this prana or life force or energy, however you want to think of it, whether you think of it as a physical thing or as a metaphor, it doesn't really matter, but we are going to connect the heart, the lungs. The heart beats the blood, the lungs carry the oxygen around through the other way around. The air comes into the lungs, and the heart makes sure that that oxygenated blood is moving throughout our circulatory system, keeping us alive. This heart chakra is quite literally the source of energy for our whole body. It flows and comes back and flows and comes back, and we don't even have to do anything to make this happen. It happens automatically, and what an incredible thing that is. The heart chakra's symbol is a 12-petaled lotus, and two triangles representing the duality of like and dislike, which might at first seem counterintuitive to this idea of unconditional love. But unconditional love doesn't mean that everything that happens is enjoyable or likable. It means that we work through these dislikes and see through to the root of it all, to this unconditional love for ourselves first and for others. Take a deep breath. Hold it at the top. Imagine that blood circulating throughout the body, the oxygen going to every single cell. And when you feel that urge, that strong urge to breathe, let the air out. And one more like that. Inhaling fully and holding the breath at the top. Imagining the heart pumping and the oxygenated blood traveling to every cell in the body. And when you strongly feel the urge, let it all out through the mouth. One more like that at your own pace. Let your breathing return to normal. We're going to do a little visualization of what it feels like to have an open heart chakra, what it feels like to cultivate inner peace and compassion and emotional balance. Channel this idea of unconditional love and respect for others. And it's easy to start with the people we care about most. So, family and friends, the things we love about them, well wishes for their safety, their security, their happiness. What does that feel like and look like? And then expanding that out to people you don't know, wishing them well, wishing them happiness, safety, security. And then visualizing our relationships with no attachment, with no addictions, with no tit for tat. So some relationships feel really transactional. An open hearted relationship isn't like that. We're not keeping score. We're doing things out of the goodness of our heart without expecting anything in return. So bring to mind a relationship that has elements of that. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What's one small thing you can do to bring more of this type of relationship with no attachments into your life? An open heart chakra allows us to experience peace and joy within a calm, clear mind, regardless of the external conditions. And this is really, really hard because there are always things happening around us that could make us feel agitated. There are always things that we wish were different, or we wish could be better, or we wish were like how they used to be, because change is really the only constant. And so cultivating this inner peace of taking things day by day, moment by moment, and being able to ride the waves of uncertainty despite all of the chaos around us, that's what leads to an open heart. We don't have control of anything other than ourselves. And even some of the things within ourselves, we don't have control over. But what we can control is our reaction to things. What we can control is how we perceive things. And if we perceive with generosity and with peace and with a joyful curiosity, we're gonna have a more open heart, and we're going to be happier overall. An open-hearted chakra means trusting other people and feeling comfortable with our own vulnerability. This is also really hard. Bring someone to mind that you trust. What qualities do they have? Do you trust yourself? Do you have those qualities? Can you cultivate those qualities? Because the first step to being vulnerable with others is to acknowledge our own vulnerabilities. It's easy to want to steel ourselves and pretend we're impervious and pretend we're really strong all the time, but that's not what makes us human. What makes us human is our flaws and our worries and the things that make us really vulnerable. And that's okay. We can be protective without hiding those parts of us completely away or ignoring them completely. And then finally, an open heart chakra means we feel content and at ease with ourselves. This is another sometimes tough one. You are enough just as you are. You are right where you need to be. And if you don't push so hard against the universe will show you what you need to see and will help guide you along your path. Feeling content doesn't equal feeling resigned. It doesn't mean things will always be how they are. It simply means that we take things minute by minute, moment by moment, and we find whatever ease we can in whatever circumstance we find ourselves in. Come back to that heart-centered breathing, finding compassion for yourself, finding alignment in yourself with what brings you joy, finding some ease right here, right now. So if anything has gotten tight or constricted, or if anything's uncomfortable, wiggle, move, relax. Take a deep breath in and a long, slow breath out. A deep breath in and a long, slow breath out. One more just like that. Come back to your intention. Thank it for visiting you today, and think about one tiny little thing you can do to manifest that intention, to become a little bit more open-hearted. The mantra for the heart chakra is yang, and we'll chant it 3 times. You can either listen or join in. It's totally up to you. We'll take a cleansing breath in and let it out. Wiggle your fingers and toes, bring some gentle movement back into your body. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.